Hello.
Hey.
How are y'all?
Good?
Things going good?
I mean, not much really. Just kind of just working and, same old.
Cool.
Man. Oh, really? He said that to you. You sure? I maybe he didn't mean it that way. Well, look, before we get too far into it, we wanted to give you a rundown of the episode. We talk about basically what we did.
Yeah.
Because we do stuff. We actually have Allison Neville on the show. Super exciting. She is bringing a little bit of class to this podcast, and Lord knows we need it. Yeah. We also tried to stump her with some sports trivia. Jamie threw some real curveballs at her.
Super.
Man, but she did well.
She's pretty good.
She's pretty good at trivia, honestly. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. Actually, close to 60% of the people who watch our videos are not subscribed. So you really just need any email to create a Google account. And if you sign in, then you can subscribe. Look, I know it's annoying, but it does help us out, so we really do appreciate it. If you also like and share, you can send it to your friends. What else? We got our website, thehardiestreetboys.com.
Yes.
You can get merch like these coffee mugs, or our buddy Ivy just got a campfire coffee mug, which is pretty cool. You can support us on Patreon. We're putting some behind-the-scenes footage there. It's really cheap. Basically, it's $5 a month, but you get all these behind-the-scenes, videos that we post. What else? What else we got? Anchor.fm. You can support us there. And that's pretty much it. You ready to start the show, Jamie?
I think so.
All right. Sweet.
Cool.
That was great. Wait, is this still the intro?
I have no idea.
Why is the theme song not playing yet?
I don't know.
People aren't going to watch this.
They should.
But why isn't the theme song? The theme song should be playing right.
Hardest Street Boys, Hardest Street Boys, the Hardest Street Boys, the Hardest Street Boys, the Hardest Street Boys, Hardest Street Boys, Hardest Street Boys, it's the Hardest Street Boys.
Like and subscribe.
And we're back.
Dude, so what'd you get up to this past week? What's been going on?
Drew, I got to be honest. Every time you ask me what I've done this past week, I have to really spend some serious time thinking about what I've done. I can't remember hardly anything.
Yeah.
I played some tennis.
Yeah.
I went to the half marathon. That was a thing. I ate some good food. I went to Indian Delight. I delivered magazines.
Mm-hmm.
The new Signature magazine's out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What should we talk about first?
All right, let's tackle the magazine first,
All right.
That's gonna hurt the least.
Yeah, let's just rip this Band-Aid right off.
Okay, so I don't want this I'm not just gonna complain about stuff.
No, I want to hear you complain about
Okay,
stuff.
all right, I'm gonna
That's what I
complain a little
came
bit.
here to do.
Okay, all right. So you invited me to Food with Friends for the Artaroo food truck.
Yes.
Did not deserve to be there, but it was so much fun to be included and just happy to be there. I'm thinking, man, wow. I've never been asked to do anything like that before. And the new Signature's coming out. This is a big part of Signature magazine. And I was like, oh, dude, that's going to be so cool. I'm a part of that. And it's all happening. And then we got to model for Go Young Fashions. And they took lots of pictures, like a lot of pictures, in a very short period of time. I'm like, man, this is so much exposure. I don't know what I kind of had some anxiety about it, honestly. And then Signature magazine comes out. And Food with Friends, all the pictures, just food, no people. Just food.
Yeah.
And then the modeling photos, you get a great, huge picture. You get a full page in front of the singer. I mean, your jacket was dope. You did have a better ensemble than me. So I'm not mad, but I got a corner. I didn't even get, maybe you call it a third of a page. It was more like a quarter. And me and Amir are walking. It wasn't even just me.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, dude.
And then you and Amir got another picture. I thumbed through the whole thing. I'm petty, bro. I looked at every page. It's not one of those like, oh, maybe I missed it. I'm just casually. No, I looked at every page probably twice. And yeah, man, I just don't. I mean, does Signature just not like me?
I don't know what to say. I wasn't in the, all I could say is I wasn't in the room when they were picking out photos, but
they just don't.
Hey, man, you were in there though.
Yeah.
You were looking good.
I don't know if I've ever gotten my picture in there before though. So I mean, I am doing better than I was previously.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
That is one way to look at it.
Shout out to Grayson Gold Photography for doing those amazing photos for the magazine.
I want that one where I'm sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
I know that one was fire. How is that not in there? I know it was fire.
Hey man, sorry.
Dude, I did blue steel and everything, but I'm just gonna have to get in better shape, and I just gotta look better so that they'll like me.
It's okay.
So it's good. I've been doing verses, like working my tail off. And I've been making a big deal about it because it is a big deal. When you find something that makes you feel better physically, and because it makes you feel better physically, makes you feel better mentally and like spiritually, you should make a big deal about that.
Yeah.
But because it's fitness related, I thought that was I could kind of talk big about how I was gonna do in the Hattiesburg Half Marathon. I was running the 10K.
Yeah, you did the 10K.
Well, I did more than 10K.
You went a little above and beyond, did you?
Dude, okay, so I ended up running 8 miles because there's a turnaround at the zoo. I didn't study the course. I'm a notorious, I don't study, I just take the test, and if I ace it, it was meant to be. So I didn't study the course, and in the first mile, I felt pretty good, right? Like, dude, this is all paying off. I'm like, feeling like my old self. Then by mile 2, I was like, okay, well, I really just need to find a good pace and like kind of settle down a little. And then by mile 3, I just hoped I'd finish. I was struggling for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I ate a bunch of carbs the day before, and I had been fasting. It's too many. I had my COVID shot on that week, early in the week, and I still felt gross. I was like, what's going on? So I get to Camper Park. I get to the zoo. I see a bunch of people. Actually, I see Ben Hester's one of the guys. Great tennis player.
Yeah.
I see him at the gate, and I guess they're going to tell me to turn around. But I'm embarrassed because he's a great athlete. I felt embarrassed because I felt like I looked like I was struggling. So I just put my head down. I'm already deaf without headphones, but I got my music on, and I just run through. And then these people are like kind of waving and clapping. They're at the water station, And I was like, man, those people, I don't even know those people, and they're being super nice. And now that I think about it, they were trying to tell me to turn around.
Ah.
So I just kept running with the half marathon people. And then I was like, wait, I know I'm supposed to, this ends downtown, and I'm at like mile 5. This is not going to work. And I get to mile 6, I'm like, I'm getting further away from downtown. And then I went to mile 7 and was like, okay, this isn't right.
Well, I can say that I don't think you're the only one who got their route wrong, because I think there was a little confusion with some of the route running in this race. There were 3 different races going on at once. So
I ran through an inflatable gate that said half marathon course. That at the time, I wasn't thinking. This is all just me realizing later what was happening.
Yeah.
Then I got to the soccer field for the USM Golden Eagles, Lady Eagles. And I was like, this is the half marathon course, isn't it? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh. So I just ran down the 4th Street Longleaf Trace. And these people think I'm like 20, 30 minutes ahead of what is even humanly possible in a half marathon. So these people are like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. How are you? And I was like, no, it's actually the opposite of doing really well. And they were like kids wanting to high five me. There was a lady who like kind of fake ran with me for a minute and was like, she was like the comedian of the group. It was hilarious. It's hilarious now, but I was absolutely mortified. And I'm already reeling because I'm on a third page of signatures. So I'm already like very sensitive. And then I go past the Hattiesburg High band. They haven't seen anyone yet because they're like, dude, there's not going to be anybody for like a half hour at least. And then the band picks up their instruments and starts playing. Sugadoom, tugadoom. I know when the band director's Perry, I was like, it's not what you think. I'm trying to tell them over their instruments. It's not what you think. I was yelling across the 4th Street at a high school band, like, please stop. Like, please.
Don't play for me.
It's not going
I'm not worth it.
It's not going well. Dude. And then I just cut through, basically through Hattiesburg High and went like this old route I actually used to take to San Antonio Field, ran down Hardy Street by like the cemetery, and then just kind of cut a bunch of corners. Had some people looking at me like, dude, you can't cut corners, my guy. I was like, I've already put in the extra mileage.
Trust me.
And so, yeah, I ran 7.93 instead of 6.22.
Yeah, like I say, you went the extra mile.
I went 2 extra
literally.
miles. I literally went 2. I mean,
oh man,
dude, I was so mad at it kind of put a damper on the day because I wanted to just do well, and I've been making such a big deal about getting back in shape. But I also was not. I still got a long way to go. That's why I really want to stick with the versus thing, as I really have a long way to go before I can start racing like I used to. So
yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow, but it's
Hey, man,
it is what it is.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I know it pains you to talk about it, but I'm glad you can talk about it with me here with everyone.
With everyone.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. There's a little small part of my mind that's going, you're going to have to talk about this. This isn't something you can just sweep under the rug. And
hey, I saw people who ran in the 5K that obviously missed some turns, and I don't think they ran the full 5K. People were, kind of missing turns a little bit. There was a little bit of confusion in some of those places. So,
well, and I bet they had amazing times.
They really did.
So they had like a great day. Like,
because I think they were running like 2.7. So
I'm so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was cool to see so many people out though, man. Big events coming back. It's awesome. As gross as I felt after that second shot, like it's so worth it, because you're kind of like, you don't have to like, I don't know, it's almost a year where you feel so guarded all the time, or like you're looking at people like, are you sick? Are you sick? So it was cool to see so many people out there and just living their lives, man.
I was super happy to see. I went and stood by the finish line, and I got to watch you finish. But it was just so cool seeing so many people, finishing the race. It was just a cool experience.
I think it was racers who represented like 26 states or something crazy like that.
Yeah, a lot of people came from far and wide.
Which is great because, who knows? Depending on the state, you may not be able to have a race like that just yet. So that's really cool that it was allowed to go on, and that the city was so serious about making it happen and making it, a big deal for everybody involved.
I was just happy, like, the weather worked out perfect because I was up at like 1 o'clock in the morning that night, freaking out, thinking my house was about to get hit by a possible tornado.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, the wind came and picked up a little bit, and luckily my house is still there.
Yeah.
But and then the weather turned out to be really nice race day.
Yeah, the cool air was it was great. So, a great Saturday for almost everyone.
Yeah.
But, whatever. It is what it is. So, I'm really getting excited about Live at 5. We talk about it a lot. We got the koozie. But I'm excited about our guest today, Allison Neville.
Oh yeah, the Nevolution.
The Nevolution, coming to class up this podcast.
Yeah, it's finally somebody's got to do it.
We need it so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear more about that, and I think it's time to get her on.
All right, we'll take a short break, and next up we'll have Allison Neville joining us on the Hardy Street Boys.
Great job finding your camera.
So I'm thinking about starting my own consulting firm where people pay me for my opinion.
Yeah?
Massive J Consulting.
Do you hold back?
I don't hold back. Why ever hold back?
Do you tell it like it ain't?
Oh, I tell it like it is.
Really?
That's what you got to do.
How does someone book a service like this?
You find Massive J and you say, Massive J, I need your consulting services. And I say, hey, let's talk.
Could I yell from a distance even?
Yes.
Like, hey, Massive J!
Exactly. That's actually the preferred method.
Right. At least a city block away.
Yes.
So what's it called?
It's called Massive J Consulting. It's part of the Massive J Enterprise.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Prestige worldwide.
All that.
Yeah.
It's like a whole LLC.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you can just get an LLC online. It's not like
That's what I'm saying.
it's not like a big deal.
Exactly.
I mean, you could hire Michael.
Well, you know
Schemper.
what? Don't tell too many people. That's part of my consulting gig, is telling people stuff that they could find out on the internet.
So this is a terrible commercial for you.
Yeah, why are you ruining my commercial?
This has undone you before you even started. Sorry, man. Allison Neville.
Oh, it started?
It's started.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Prepare yourself.
You really class up the joint.
thanks. I told you I was going to bring some class to this little podcast of yours.
You weren't kidding.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. So how have you been? What's going on?
Man, I'm good. I got a little too much sun yesterday at the Keg and Barrel Crawfish Bowl, but other than that, I'm really good.
That's right.
How are y'all?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about you, Jamie?
I'm well.
Yeah, in the
Feeling much better. Thank you for asking.
Awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Awkward.
Yeah. So your husband Kyle Bowman, our art center neighbor, he was playing with the Pine Belt Pickers, his band at Keg and Barrel on that back patio. That's such an awesome space. Wasn't that was that the first crawfish bowl of the season?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I really wanted to go, but so it was awesome. I saw Tom and Les were out there, our set design
They were.
gurus.
Yeah, there were a lot of people there, but they have such a good setup that now it's well spread out. You know, that area back there is kind of a natural terrace, so it's really nice for live music, but now they have outdoor restrooms, an outdoor bar, so it's easier to, you know, those areas don't get as congested anymore, so it's really nice.
I didn't know they had the outdoor
It's like
restaurant.
very COVID friendly.
Man, that you gotta innovate. You gotta pivot. You gotta figure out how to pivot. So I'm ready for outdoor events, and we've been talking about it since we started the
I know
show.
of one that's coming up.
You do? Is it tape delayed at 4? No. Live at 5. Yeah. So that's like that's your thing. So what's your role within Live at 5, and how did that get started?
So Sarah Newton, my very beloved friend, she started Live at 5 in 2007. She used to be DHA board president, Downtown Hattiesburg Association. And her dad used to volunteer at a really similar live music event in Baton Rouge, and he kind of inspired her to start it. So she started it as a small project for the community when she was on the DHA board. And it just grew into this. I mean, y'all know it's a Hattiesburg institution.
Yeah.
And her kids are of a certain age where now on the weekends, you know, they have tumbling and they have soccer. And it was, you know, it was just time for her to hand it over to someone else who could, you know, just be more available on the weekends. And I've done event planning for almost 20 years. So she hired me several years ago to be her production manager. And then finally, really 2 years ago, at the end of 2019, she officially handed the reins over. But of course, you know, we'd put all our work in for 2020 and didn't get to have it. So really, these are the first events of me being the operator, but it really won't be anything new because I'd been helping her with the production end of it for so long.
Right. So the only change is really just in title.
Yeah.
You know, so what can
But I hope she's proud. I want her to be proud of me.
I'm sure she is.
hope
We're proud of you. We're so excited. You know, we've been,
Thanks.
that's what I'm saying. Since we started the show, we were like, Live at 5's happening? Live at 5's happening. Like,
Yeah.
we got to plug it. We got to talk about
I
it.
know.
You know, so it's really cool to actually have you here. So what was that like planning this event that, you know, so many people are going to want to be a part of? I think it's going to mean so much more to people than they even realize when they're, you know, before they get there. I think it's going to mean so much. What's that like planning in this past year?
Well, it's just no pressure at all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
So across the board with all the events that have slowly come back, you know, I don't know when this airs, but we've just gotten through the Hattiesburg Half Marathon and 5K and 10K. So that was a good trial run on how to have like several hundred people together for an outdoor event without, a disaster happening. But I think what's going to happen across the board for all events, and it won't be unique to Live at 5 or Downtown Crawfish Jam or Hattiesburg Craft Beer Fest. People who may have said, we'll skip DCJ this year because we want to go to the beach and we'll do it next year. No, people are not going to skip their events because having that taste of not having them really makes you appreciate them more.
Right. Right.
But yeah, planning, it's been tricky because, for a while we didn't know if we could have it, and then that made everything be really rushed with securing sponsors because we can't have the event without sponsors, and I kind of had less time to hustle that, less time to print materials,
right,
less time for all of it.
Right.
So that part I have not enjoyed, but I can't wait for Friday. It's going to be great. We're going to do some new things in the park to spread things out to make it easier for people to get a beer in their hand. We're going to spread out and have a couple different beer stations instead of just the truck. We're going to spread our restrooms out. We're going to stagger the vendors a little bit. So just to do my part to help ease congestion a little bit. So.
Right. Well, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
So Royal Horses is playing. This will be tomorrow. Live at 5's tomorrow. So,
because it's Thursday today.
It's Thursday today.
Production magic.
Jamie, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
That's so
sound
wild.
effect. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. I kind of don't know what to say about it, honestly. I just want to. I've always been a fan of beers outside because I think so many things have to be taken care of in your life before you can even make that step to go, I just want to have a beer with my friends outdoors.
Yeah.
It's just next level. What are some of the other bands that we can look forward to after? Because Royal Horses, local legends, they just played in Meridian. They played that's your hometown.
They did.
Jamie. What's that amphitheater?
They played in Laurel as well. They played in the Laurel for the Laurel.
Live in Laurel.
Live in Laurel.
So that's a new series that was started by Chet Edwards. He's a photographer who lives there. It definitely inspired by Live at 5, and I'm so excited for him. He's doing, I believe he's doing one a month. I want to give him a little plug, but his, I feel weird. Do you look into the camera? It's like, check out camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. Check out Live in Laurel on their Facebook, and it has their dates, but they just had one this weekend, and they'll have one Saturday in May and another Saturday in June.
That's awesome.
Great. I wanted to go, but with the marathon, it was a bit too much. Everyone who went said it was awesome.
Yeah. They were doing the wine, they're calling them wine down.
They do that on
stuff
Fridays.
too.
That's
Yeah.
something their downtown association has done for a while.
In that area on that AstroTurf by the bank. Yeah, it's a great vibe,
Yeah.
So who else we have? We have Royal Horses tomorrow. And then next week is
Young Valley out of
Valley.
Jackson, super talented. And then on the 30th, we'll have the Brassaholics out of New Orleans.
That's awesome.
Big jazz band, big brass band. We're super excited to have them. They were scheduled to play Downtown Crawfish Jam last year, and we were able to just work it out when they couldn't work the dates out to do Crawfish Jam this year. We were, with the help of, give my shout outs, with the help of Signs First Hattiesburg, Hub City Construction, Homestead Dirt Works, and the Historic Hattiesburg Neighborhood Association. They all kind of helped us salvage this contract they had to play Crawfish Jam to get them to come play Live at 5.
That's awesome.
They were out of my price range.
Yeah. Well, you got so many people in a band. It's like they're like a 10-piece or something like that.
To feed,
It's a lot of people. So that's tough. Well, that's great that y'all got that done. And we talked to neighbor dad Brian Saffel. That was our first episode, and he was talking about how you had to do a little bit of like bobbing and weaving to make that happen. So that's so awesome.
Yeah, actually, the comeback of Live at 5 was announced here on this podcast before I ever put it on social media.
It was.
Yeah, because I was still kind of tying up some loose ends with the city. And he texted me, Jamie texted me, and he said, Brian mentioned Live at 5. I went, let it out there. Because the day y'all put it out, I put everything online the next day.
Okay.
So it worked out fine.
Oh, man.
It really,
So we were almost in trouble.
You heard it here first. No, there was no trouble.
There we go.
We break stories here.
It's hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah, the Hardy Street Boys exclusive.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's awesome. Well, We have a game planned for you.
Okay.
So we know you're really good at trivia,
I'm decent.
and we know
I like
that
a Jeopardy.
we know that you're really into sports. So it's sports trivia with Massive
God.
J.
Well, if it's not the sports I like, I hope it's not hockey questions.
All hockey questions.
Wayne Gretzky, icing, 5 for fighting. That's what I know for hockey.
It's pretty good for living in Mississippi.
Not
That's
bad. There's a
actu-
blue line and a red line.
That's actually really
Yeah.
good.
Sports, 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 sports. Sports. We're talking about sports.
Trivia!
Sports,
I
sports,
hope
sports,
it's
sports,
stuff I
sports,
know.
sports,
I'm going to be so
sports.
embarrassed.
Sports trivia.
So good. That's a great.
Sports trivia. 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 Sports trivia. Sports.
That's great.
All right, Allison, if you're ready, I've got some sports trivia here for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
First question.
All right.
You've never heard of this question before. Which Packer player was nicknamed the Minister of Defense?
Reggie White, number 92. Won the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
In what year were the Green Bay Packers founded?
Oh my goodness. So they won Super Bowl 1 and 2 in 61 and 62, but I don't think I can tell you the founding year. And I've been to the museum several times.
All right, we stumped her.
They also weren't founded as the Packers, so that could be a technicality. Is that
That's kind of a half wrong. The fact that I feel like you get partial credit.
okay?
Yes.
No,
So,
I don't know.
It was 1919. The
Okay,
Green Bay
then.
Packers were founded by Curly Lambeau and George Whitney Calhoun.
Right?
They were a semi-pro team back then.
Everybody was semi-pro back in 1919.
What
All
year?
right, the NFL wasn't founded, whatever.
Are we ready?
Yep, we're ready.
What year did Southern Miss make it to the College World Series?
2009. Yep, I went to all of it. It was great.
Which team initially drafted Brett Favre?
The Atlanta Falcons. And they said his name wrong.
They did. That's why.
That Jerry
that's why
Glanville.
I said it like
Do you
that.
know?
Sorry, Brett, if you're
Do you know
watching.
to this day,
He's
Jerry
definitely
Glanville
watching.
will not admit what a mistake that was. Like he's willing to die on that hill.
He kind of needs to.
Right?
I mean, come on, man.
Who was the Hall of Fame quarterback that led Green Bay to their first Super Bowl?
Oh, the first was Bart Starr.
That's correct.
Mhm.
What was the official name of the Green Bay Packers cheerleaders?
Oh God. Acme something. I don't know.
Can I give you a clue?
Sure.
Thank you for being a friend.
Were they the Golden Girls?
That is correct.
If I've ever learned that, I forgot.
Well, all right.
But I don't know. Sorry.
What former Golden Eagle track star went on to win gold in the 2016 Olympics?
Oh my God, I've met her 3 times. I don't know. I should know, and now I feel really bad.
Once again,
that I
partial
don't
credit. You
know.
met her 3 times, though. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Tori Bowie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She's fast.
What
Good
are
arms.
the 3 horse races that make up the Triple Crown?
Ooh. Oh. Well, the first weekend in May is always the Kentucky Derby, so we usually watch that in the baseball suite for my dad's birthday. Yeah. Churchill. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, this is
all
not my
right,
thing.
It's okay.
I don't know.
Horse racing. Who knows?
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
wear a
the other
hat.
2 are the Preakness and
Yeah.
the Belmont.
The Belmont. There you
The
go.
Belmont Stakes.
I love them in Julep. I'm into a hat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Churchill Downs is where they have the Kentucky Derby. So
Right,
yeah,
the
that's-
location. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next up, we have how long is a marathon in miles?
26.2.
That's correct.
I know that from the bumper stickers.
This is a totally random question.
Yeah, we just put one on your car.
I've never done it, but
This is a totally random question that I would never have guessed. Who was the first president to throw the ceremonial first pitch at a Major League Baseball game?
Give me a hint about when was it?
Old school.
Old school. I don't know.
I don't even know if it was in the last century.
I have no idea.
It was William Howard Taft.
Well, good for him. Who did he throw? Where was it?
I didn't get all that.
Okay.
I should have gotten more info.
Taft can't throw.
Okay, next up, where did Drew Brees play college football?
Purdue, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Boilermakers.
Yeah.
Who was the first baseball player to appear on a Wheaties box?
I don't know.
It was Lou Gehrig, apparently.
Really?
That's what I don't know. That's what the
They
internet
had
told me.
Wheaties back then?
what
Wheaties
I'm
are that
wondering.
old?
It's on the internet, it's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Must
right.
be true. No, I didn't know that.
What two NBA teams share the lead for most championships?
It's one East Coast, one West Coast.
I
Right?
mean, you
That's
want to
correct.
think like the Lakers are one
Mm-hmm.
of them, right? So who's the other one? It's not. It's not the Heat, the Celtics. I don't know.
That
It is the Celtics.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Larry
just
Bird.
a good guess.
That's a
guys.
great
Sorry.
guess.
Ooh, that one they wore shorty shorts.
All right. Continuing the sports questions.
Okay.
Who played Jean-Luc Picard on Star Trek: The Next Generation?
He threw me hard. Leonard. No, that's
That's
not
Spock.
right.
That's
That's
Leonard
Dr.
Nimoy.
Spock.
Leonard Nimoy? No. It
Yeah, I don't know. Help me.
was Sir Patrick Stewart.
Of course it is. He doesn't play football though, so
I know.
yeah.
Again,
Sports.
what is used to keep chafing dishes warm?
Oh, like a sterno?
Yes.
Wait, what?
A sterno. It's an event planner. It's like it's like metal thing that keeps a little fire. Sometimes
Oh.
it's made with gel.
What are the ingredients of a cosmopolitan?
Ugh, vodka. I don't drink vodka. I don't know what they put in that. No, I really have no
Yeah,
idea.
it's vodka, see.
Vodka. There
Yeah.
you go.
That's.
I'm not having it.
I'm pretty much done with. The
I'm drinking
trivia
wine
now.
out of a
Yeah,
coffee cup.
exactly.
I'm not having a Cosmo. So
I think we're done with the trivia now.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Allison did great.
I don't feel like I did.
Well, some of
I
those
feel like I
questions were
really
really
failed a
hard.
lot.
I think you passed and you got the majority of the questions. Yeah.
What did you learn Thursday night at dinner?
I learned that, well, for background, we went to Indian Delight for our Food with Friends adventure.
Oh yeah. How's that?
Man, really good. Every time I've eaten at Indian Delight, the thing is, and Jamie knows this because we told him, I really love everything I eat, but I'll eat a whole plate of food and I'm like, I have no idea on earth what any of this is. I
Oh, wow.
like it, but I'm like, I want some of the gray stuff and I want some of this green thing and, that's about it. So what my takeaway was, everything was outstanding. My most favorite thing I ate was that goat curry.
Yeah.
And then the little, the thing that was kind of like a rangoon, that first thing we got with like the really hot salt samosas. Love that. So I guess the takeaway is I still really like the food, but I'm never going to master the names. It's going to take a lot of work for me to
Yeah.
master the names. But I loved the dish, the one that was the butter chicken that was like the red and then the spinach and the white and
Yeah.
whatever the
I
white
think
was.
it's called a turanga. And
Oh
it's
my
to,
God.
it's to represent the colors of the
Indian
Pretty
flag, right?
Cool.
So we learned that. Of course, I like butter chicken. I feel like everybody likes that. Whatever the white thing was in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
it was
can't
so good.
pronounce it, so I'm not
So
even
just
gonna
say
try.
you want the white thing in the flag.
Gotcha.
Pro tip.
Yeah. Was there like a lot of pageantry when they brought the food out? Because I went and ate. I haven't eaten at a lot of Indian restaurants. I ate at one in Birmingham, England, which is supposed to be like the closest to going to India.
Well, yeah,
you could
Indian food,
outside of India.
Indian food in that area is so huge, and it, somebody said, well, it has a lot to do with like their I'm not going to get the word right, like colonialism and where they
Right.
had provinces and stuff, and so
Right.
it definitely makes sense that you'd bring that food home. But it's a big deal there; they know what they're doing.
But I never saw food presented with such care than
Yeah.
I did. I didn't know if that was like a cultural thing or if it was just that place or if that's something you experienced at Indian Delight where they, if there's
I
a
think-
story behind it or, for Food with Friends, I feel like you would get some context.
Sure, they gave us some background, but I think the thing with those Indian dishes, they're so colorful that even like it just makes a pretty plate, right? Like
Right.
because everything's really colorful with the way that it's seasoned and the different sauces. So
Yeah.
it's like beautiful food and all really good. The only thing I refused to eat was dessert because we ended with this goat curry that I loved so much, and I said I'm keeping that in my mouth. Like I wanted to keep the hot savory feeling going. I didn't want the dessert, so I wouldn't eat it.
Wow.
They tried to bully me, but I didn't do it.
Entree was so good.
It
You
was like
didn't.
a mango lassi, or it was like it's almost like a yogurt meets a smoothie, but it was mango flavored.
That's kind of not for me anyway.
It was pretty good,
Wow.
really good.
I don't love mango like other people do. I don't hate it. I'll eat it, but I don't love it. So
Yeah, I'm not a big mango guy.
yeah.
Well, so I mean, I know we're hosting you. You're our guest, but you said you brought like some surprises.
Yeah.
And
I
I don't
did.
want to be like that guy who's like, so what did you bring us? But hey, Allison, what did you bring
Well,
us?
would you like to open it? Would that be easier than me moving all this?
Sure.
So, I brought like a really classy setup. I told you I was going to bring some class to this place.
Ooh.
So, just some gifts for y'all, and I realized that we might not.
This is a very tiny
Well,
blanket.
that's going back with me. That was to.
I wanted
That
that.
was
I wanted that.
that was to cover some
I
things.
wanted that.
So this is
Oh my.
this was like the real treat, but I don't think
Is that a cheese tray from Twin Forks?
it is.
Oh my
And
gosh.
some delicious. Those
Toast
are the
bites.
best little toast bites.
Are these big croutons?
No, it's like a little little bruschetta type
To
thing.
those who don't know, if you've never gotten a cheese tray from Twin Forks,
Oh.
oh my
So I
gosh.
brought us some
Kim
wine to have,
Crawford.
and then I realized
Sauvignon
we
Blanc.
probably can't like eat this and talk at the same time, but we can as soon as we wrap this up. we'll eat
Yes.
it.
Oh, we will definitely.
And I brought, I just brought some wine glasses, and I brought a little beautiful tray for our bruschetta if we wanted, and
Goodness.
I brought some hand sanitizer so we can keep clean. Oh my God. Although I'm drinking I have a little Pinot Grigio going on in here.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it in the coffee mug.
You look classy.
I feel classy.
Yeah.
Bring some class in here.
Oh my gosh.
I told you I was going to bring some nice things. And there's a tray at the bottom.
You weren't kidding.
She does
Well,
some
this
amazing
is
party planning.
kind of
y'all.
what I do.
I know, but also like I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, when you know somebody does something but then you actually see it up close and you're like, I mean, I knew you were good at this, but like this is so thoughtful.
Well,
And you're like a
glad
very
you like
thoughtful
it.
person too. And that's one of those things that's
thanks.
one of the reasons we wanted you on the show is, it's fun to be around you. You're fun to hang out with. And it doesn't matter that you
really nice.
just brought us gifts or whatever.
really
This is
nice.
super nice.
I
But-
want some too. We're sharing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
It's
I'm
a
just.
cheese tray. You don't just eat it by
No,
yourself.
I know. I know. I've had a cheese tray before.
Charcuterie.
And there is a nice little thing at the bottom with cocktail napkins too, and some hand sanitizer so we can keep our hands clean.
This is amazing.
You know what that is? That is this. It's so heavy. Like, how heavy do you think that thing is?
This has got to be at least 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's lead crystal. And if you look closely, it's an antique ashtray. And I found it really inexpensive at Lucky Rabbit. And I was with my mother, and she said, "What are you going to do with this big ashtray?" I'm like, "It's exactly the size of a cocktail napkin. It's going to be great for parties."
And it is. It fits
It's
right in there.
perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Found this at the Lucky Rabbit. That's awesome.
Yeah. I have all kinds of little antique ashtrays, and they're great for, some of them have jewelry in them, and some of them have whatever. I mean, they're great for like holding things because all that old glass is so pretty.
This is so great. Well, Allison, thanks for taking the time and sitting down with us. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is great. We're done.
I mean, yeah,
That's
Okay.
the show.
that's
That's the
it.
show.
We're
Yeah.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
You did it.
You did it.
Well, thanks.
You answered questions. You
We're
brought.
ready to see you tomorrow live at 5.
Tomorrow, Production Magic at Live at 5.
Yes,
It's
literally
gonna be Royal
tomorrow.
Horses. Oh, and I'll just let y'all know, we're going to have our regular draft beer and stuff, but a couple of exciting changes. We're also going to offer seltzers people like those. So of course you can still BYOB if you'd like, but if you don't want to make it to the store and you'd rather get there for the beginning of Royal Horses, you can buy your seltzer at the park.
Seltzer's so hot right now.
That's so
Seltzers are so hot right now.
And if you want to be one of those folks that brings a cheese tray and a bottle of wine, be sure to stop and talk to the folks at Twin Forks.
Call Twin Forks.
Go to Twin Forks and then bring us wine and cheese.
I can assure you they already have reservations made for people to bring their trays to the park. Why wouldn't you?
Outdoor cheese, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Man, this was awesome. This is so great. You didn't have to do all that, Allison. That's
it's kind of what I do, though.
I mean, still.
We're going to start popping bottles.
Gift. I mean,